That's it, we're 4 weeks in. Just had to adjust my glasses there, and we have got a couple of very, very good games coming up for you today. Two good series, actually, between Team Liquid and Red, and Urk and Foreign Brood War. So, going to be pretty cool there. So let me just quickly set my stream to online and on the event on TL, and then we can get started. Let me just quickly move everything over to the other screen as well. Just need to make sure that all goes in the right place. And it does, so hopefully there is a little bit of a thing I've got to tell you. It may go a little bit awkward. I may forget every once in a while to do it, purely because I am completely knackered today. I'm really, really tired. But hopefully we can make it through the cast. Hopefully some wonderful Brood War will keep me awake, and I'm sure it will. So let's actually head on in to the overlay. Now hopefully this shouldn't pop when I turn this on. I know there's been some weird like popping and everything like that, but you know what, whatever. Hopefully it's all going to be sorted this time. And there we go. So hopefully that was okay. Our first game today is going to be Team Liquid Staff versus Red. Should be a lot of fun. Both teams doing pretty well so far. Looks like... Wait, yeah, no, that has recorded all the stats. I think Red had a walkover last week, if I remember rightly. Not a walkover, a bye. So, looks like both teams doing pretty well overall. Should be cool to see if, or which one's going to win here, actually, because we are halfway through round one. Of course, at the end of round one, the top 4 teams, so the top 2 teams from each group, will be moving on to the playoffs, and both of them will be heavily contesting these spots, I believe. And let's actually have a look at what maps we're going to see during week 4. And as you can see, here we go. You've seen all of these maps before now, but they're going to be in a slightly different order as usual. Starting us off, we are going to have New Empire of the Sun. We're going to be moving on to Pathfinder, from there Gladiator, from there Polaris Rhapsody, and from there we are going to have Grand Line SE. So that should be a lot of fun. Let's see who's going to be playing on each of the maps. We're going to start off with a PvC between V1 and Cadenzie. That's going to be a lot of fun. Move on to a TVP between Big Fan and Fisheye. A PvP between Tupac and Rota, and TVZ between Flash for the Win and Kerr. So that should be a lot of fun as well. Let's actually have a look at... You know what, I'm apprehensive about showing off the table, but here we go. Here's kind of the standings. I need to make sure the ordering is perfect. The playoffs will not be judged by this bracket. It's going to be based on the actual wins of all the teams, and I'll figure it all out manually. I just don't want to be left in a position where I don't have anything. But hopefully by then, I'll be able to sort everything out that way. Gonna turn on the Brood War music now because I've not got any sort of intermission music between there and the new one. But let's have a look at the players we're going to be seeing in that first game. It's going to be V1, who is doing quite respectably so far, and Cadenzie. This is going to be her debut match in the STPL. She did pretty well in the not Red Clan League finals, the Brood War Clan League finals yesterday, I believe it was, and that was some cool games. If you haven't seen those, do check out the VODs on Vincent's channel. I can link to his stream afterwards, but I did link it pretty much everywhere yesterday, trying to get some views for him. So it's all good. And the map, as I said before, is going to be New Empire of the Sun. Just taking a little sip of water there, obviously. Casting on my own as normal. So it's going to be V1 versus Cadenzie. The map is going to be New Empire of the Sun. Now, Zerg haven't done so well on this map so far. But Cadenzie is a very, very strong foreign Zerg. Now, let's see if she can turn the tide and pull it back for Zerg here. They've not been doing too well in TBZ either. But hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. And without wasting any more time, let us head on over into this first game, and let's get started with the STPL for today. Okay, hopefully... Right, I'm not on fastest. I just wanted to double check. I'm not on faster, sorry, I'm on fastest, which is the main thing. And I think I've just turned off the sound effects. Yeah, I have. Here we go. Starting us off in the top left position, we do have the brown Protoss. It's going to be V1. And his opponent is going to be the orange Zerg. It's gonna be Cadenzie fighting for red. Now, as I said before, Cadenzie a pretty strong foreign Zerg here. V1 a pretty strong foreign Protoss as well. I don't think he's been as active as maybe some of the other teams. I know that when Flash of the Wind signed them all up, he said they'd be kind of like the Air Force Ace of the league. But you know what? They've been doing pretty well so far. V1 has definitely shown some very respectable games, although I have had a few bugged replays from him, so hopefully we won't get that again. But looks like we are going to likely see it's going to be a gateway expand by the looks of it from V1. He is going to send that probe back, not going for that very quick scout. To be honest, I do want to learn from a really good Protoss player as to why you would do this, like why you send the probe back. I guess the gateway, it does allow you, well, it's definitely going to be a gateway, surely. Oh no, it's going to be a forge first. Okay, so he's doing it slightly differently to how I've seen a lot of other people do it. He's going to go back, build that forge, going to make sure that he does get that forge up. Going to be a little bit safer. It is a 4-player map, of course. It's going to take... It would normally take his probe a little bit to actually find the Zerg base, but he does have... not to accuse him of anything, but he scouts in the right direction, you know, if you know what I'm saying. A little bit of match fixing going on here. No, I'm only kidding. I shouldn't make jokes about match fixing during a tournament because that's actually a very, very serious matter. But you know what? All a bit of fun. And I did say I am quite tired, so do forgive any very poor jokes. We're going to have the spawning pool coming up on 12 as well as the 12 hatch. So Cadenzie going to be playing pretty greedy, but also pretty safe as well. Cadenzie's not actually scouted the fact that it is going to be a Forge Fast expand, but has V1 actually played a PvZ in this tournament yet? I don't think he has. I know he's played a couple of PBTs. By the way, I found out exactly why my versus opponent's race wasn't working, because I never actually told it to record the race wins. So basically, I need to go through all the results we've got so far and manually edit the database. Well, I fixed it for today, so hopefully that's going to work. Looks like Cadenzie's going to move in, see that there is a gateway and a cannon. And now, I mean, V1 played this a little bit greedily. He did go Forge, Nexus, Gateway, then Cannon. So, I mean, he did obviously scout that it was a late pull, but if he didn't get that quick scout, that could have been pretty bad. But he will actually scout the third base as well. Really, really nice scouting by V1 so far, giving him perfect vision over absolutely everything. And that is going to make him feel pretty good. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything from the ASL today or Sunday, but if you've not seen any of the games, I would highly, highly recommend them. They're all very, very good, so do go back and watch them on the VODs. They're all up on YouTube. You don't need to sort of mess around with that freak to watch the VODs or anything. And in case you didn't realise, it's actually streamed on YouTube as well. That makes my life a lot easier when I'm at home. But sadly, I was at work today while it was on, so I couldn't watch. But I caught a bit of a lunch and watched the rest when I got home, and just about finished in time to start this, or at least start my preparations. So kind of good timing there. Really, really nicely done. But really cool games once again. It's good to see the round of 8. The round of 8 looks really, really hype. And just make sure you watch the VOD so you can find out what was going on. But as you can see, V1 is going to be adding the Cybernetic score. He's not going to go for any sort of crazy 2-gate cell shenanigans or anything behind this expansion. He is going to play relatively standard, and it looks like we do have... Okay, I find it really hard to right-click moving units. TT1 is looking all really nice catch by the Zerglings then, abusing the fact that Cadenzie couldn't see the high ground. And that is going to... abusing the fact that V1 couldn't see the high ground, sorry. It's always like orange and brown. It's never like... It's never anything contrasting. That's why I think the red versus blue thing is actually quite nice. You know what, of all the time I've been playing this map, I have never once noticed this ramp. This must be a new Empire of the Sun thing that I've just never ever realised. Because I thought for the longest time it was just this ramp. Maybe the version of the map I gave out was wrong or something. Let's actually double check. No, everything else seems the same, sort of around the third area. Maybe it's just not been paying attention, but this is going to allow the Hydros to stream across a little bit faster. Of course, there is this bit of ground that will draw out just a little bit to make this a little bit slower. Is this going to be a 973? Let's actually just count the drones. That's... Okay, that's 7. So it's not going to be the 973. Although that's 7 as well. And that's 3. So it's a 7-7-3 here. 9-7-3 is the drone counts on the bases to go for a 3-hatch Hydra Burst. Really, really strong timing, actually. But here we go. Looks like the cannon's in a decent position. Hydralisks do not yet have range, so they cannot attack the wall just yet. And that Hydra is going to move forward. The other Hydra is getting pulled into the cannons as well. And this is going to be very, very nice for V1 to get a little bit of extra damage on the Hydras. But here is a lot more Hydras coming in. Hydralisk speed has just finished, so range should be next. But here we go. Cadenzie's going up to the wall. She's going for the first cannon. Gets it. Really, really nice snipe there. And this is going to allow her to attack this forge, try and deny this upgrade. But she's diving back in on the cannons. Gets a second one as well. But she needs to be careful of all of these Zealots. This is a lot of Zealots. 1 Zealot per Hydralisk. Should be enough to take down these Hydras. But as you can see from the minimap, there is a lot more Hydralisks on the way. Coming up to V1's base. Do we have him building any more cannons? Yeah, 2 more cannons coming up in V1's base. But is this going to be enough? Cadenzie's Hydra range has now finished, it looks like. She is going to be able to take down this forge. Can she get it before +1 is finished? This is such an important upgrade for the Protoss player. The Zealots are coming out. He's trying to save the forge, and it looks like he's going to do it. But this forge will go down eventually, but not before V1 can get +1 and a few extra cannons. And really, really nicely done by V1. He did trade some Zealots for that, but that +1 upgrade is way more important for V1 right now than those few Zealots. We have Leia coming up for Cadenzie, going into her fourth hatchery and 5th hatchery as well. V1 now on 4 gateways. Citadel is up. Currently no Templar Archives. The other is, it's actually at the front. This is kind of questionable, but you know what? V1 has played this map a couple of times now, so at least in official matches. He did play against Marine on this map as well, I think, against Cyber. That was a PvT. You know what? V1 most likely knows what he's doing. Here we go. The Zealots running out on top of the Hydralisk, getting one of them. Really, really nice surround. Getting a second one as well. And Cadenzie is not going to be feeling too good about this. This is a lot of Zealots marching their way all the way across the map. Do we have any defense back at home? No, there's only Hydralisks. And this could be a very, very strong Zealot counter. Let's actually count the Zealots. There's actually 8 Zealots over here. And there is very little defense anywhere right now for Cadenzie. I knew you said for Cadenzie. It's like, what? But here we go. It looks like we've got the Zealots moving in. They're going to try and dive on top of that. Whoops. They're going to try and dive on top of the Hydralisks. And this is going to be a lot of damage. But Cadenzie should have enough Hydralisks here to hold. And this is a lot of units for V1 to be losing here. He actually pulls back, but loses the majority of them. Out of the 8, only 5 do survive. A lot of them very low on health as well. So really, really nice trade by Cadenzie. And this is going to be the moment Cadenzie can launch back with another counterattack. There's more Hydras coming out the bases. Looks like Cadenzie's just looking around for the Zealots at the moment. But Cadenzie is going to be able to push in and attack into this base in the, I'd say, 10 o'clock position here, which is going to be V1's third. But look at Cadenzie spreading out her Hydralisk really, really well. Just trying to hunt down any units that she possibly can. And it looks like finally the cannons are starting to be taken out by themselves. But Cadenzie is just scouting absolutely everywhere with these Hydralisks. She does not want to get caught off guard by absolutely anything. And this is such a hallmark of a good player. Like, being able to scout like this is really difficult as Zerg. And she is doing it perfectly. We do have the 5th hatcheries are now up. That's going to be a lot of production now for Cadenzie. I don't know how I can't say her name. I've been speaking to her for like nearly a year at this point. And we play loads of games together. But you know what? Let's say her name wrong. Let's just keep doing it. It's going to work out fine. But as you can see, Cadenzie has a lot of Hydras. She's going to push down from the high ground. The only problem is this is a small ramp. It's going to be very difficult for the Hydras to get surface area. But here we go. A nice storm on the front. Hydra is going to take out a couple of them. And the cannon's doing a lot of damage here as well. But this may be just a few too many Hydralisks for V1 to deal with. The Cadenzie is busting another few cannons like it's butter. And more Zealots streaming in. Is it going to be enough? It doesn't. Well, it looks like it may be. V1 is going to save the Nexus, but may not be able to hold this for long. More Hydralisks are coming in. They're on the high ground as well. Going to make it very annoying for V1 to try and get up to them. And more Hydralis moving in through the minimap there. Looks like we do actually have another storm almost ready. But the Hydralis clearing more and more Zealots, and here we go. Hydralis from behind, gonna get this Templar. Really, really important snipe, and it looks like this third base may just about go down. We have more and more Zealots streaming over, but the Zealots have cleared up the back Hydralis right now. Gonna move in from the ramp with a few extra buddies. But this Nexus looks like it could go down. V1 needs to move in quickly. He did not cancel before it finished. Can he hold it? It looks like he's going to sack it though. He's not sending Zealots quick enough. And yeah, there we go. Cadenzie moves away from the ramp. Gets the Nexus. A nice storm goes down, but it's a little bit late. And more Hydralis do move in from behind. Another nice storm again. Gets 4 Hydralis there with that one storm. Really, really nice job from the Templar. But I mean, V1 has somewhat stabilized. I would say V1 is behind. He's behind in supply, which is a place you never want to be against the Zerg. And here is the Muteless switch coming in. They're going to be able to go for the High Templar. Nice storm, but does miss everything. And here we go, 2 High Templar for complete free. And of course, you can actually outrange Archons with Muteless. It's very difficult to do. But Cadenzie is the sort of player who has been practicing a Muteless micro a lot. Playing against her in CBT is very, very difficult, so for the reason that Mute Micro is so good. Does take 1 shot there. Will take a few shots from the Dragoon, but this Dragoon is likely going to go down. And really, really nice Muteless micro here by Cadenzie. Just keeping the Mutants alive, making sure they don't get too bruised. Can't really afford to lose them. Looks like a probe actually went down there. I didn't quite catch that, but we do have a drone. Going to be taking an all-important 4th base down in the bottom right. Of course, they did spawn horizontally, so that is going to be the farthest possible natural away from V1 on the map. Going to be very hard to pressure that until V1 has a very mobile army, which of course he does at the moment, but it's just not big enough to move out on the map to really do too much. Looks like one of the Hydras being left here to try and check for anything going on. One lone Zealot wants to be the hero, not going to go in with his buddy. He's going to take a little bit of health damage, but not too much to worry about here. But this is a big army moving in from Cadenzie. Even more units left at the rally point. Very hard to move Zerg armies all over the place. But here we go, the Muteless going in. Going to try and snipe any High Templar they can. And this is going to be such a difficult push to hold. We have +1 attack for the Zerg, +2 attack for the Protoss. But is this going to be enough? Using Lurker Eggs to try and save her Hydralis that are dying. Really, really nicely done by Cadenzie. But of course, there is a storm, which there is. That could do a lot of damage. But the last High Templar does go down. There's a lot of Hydralis here once again, and we do have a Dark Archon. This is likely going to be for Maelstrom. There is no Overlord here, so this DT has complete free reign over absolutely every single unit. Or is Cadenzie going to shoot her own Hydra here? That'd be really, really, really cool. But looks like trapping the poor DT with her Lurkers and her Hydralis. That poor DT didn't stand a chance in the end. But it looks like Cadenzie is looking to set up a very, very strong Hydralis Lurker contain here. And with these Muteless as well, to try and snipe any additional High Templars that come out. This is going to be a very, very difficult situation. Somehow that cannon is in range of that Lurker when it's there. That's like some crazy range. But looks like the Lurker will eventually be able to take down this Forge, but can it get it before +3 is finished? It doesn't look like it will do. But with some Hydros moving down to the bottom right, looks like a DT actually did clean up that drone. I'm going to try and go for some more drones, but Cadenzie well prepared, not going to lose anything crazy, even sending a lot of Overlords around the map. And look at V1 being sneaky as anything. Going to try and hide this third base in the back left. It looks like +3 may not get done. Oh, V1 really needs to save this if he can, but I don't think he can. The only thing he can really do is try and suicide some Zealots away. But here we go, we actually have okay, that Muteless harass isn't very useful, but oh my god, this is so close. I don't think the Lurker's going to kill it. He needs like 3 more hits or something. Oh, +3 finishes! That is a perfect moment for V1. That's exactly what he needed. Storming his own Dragoon there, trying to get the Mutelisks. But with +1 attack still against +3, this could be heading towards the sign V1 could really start to move out. How many gateways do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the one at the front, this is going to find it very hard to produce now, though. Oh, looks like we did miss a storm almost, but that was a really nice storm on top of the Mulus. Going to heavily damage quite a few. But it looks like V1 is going to be waiting for that Maelstrom. Maelstrom Storm will obliterate the Mulisks. And this base is still unscouted. Unfortunately, Cadenzie sent an Overlord to pretty much every location but this natural. As you can see on the vision, she's not scouted this whatsoever. And V1 pretending to go and expand up here again. And this hidden base could be worth a lot. Here we go, nice storm actually going down on 2 of the lurkers, but of course it does take 2 storms, or 1 storm and 1 hit from a 1 or 2 hits from a zealot, I believe. But looks like we'll actually go for that. Gonna heavily damage a couple of lurkers, still holding behind the cannons. Now, of course, the problem is for V1, he's not going to be able to transfer any probes to the bottom right. Looks like the Hydra's having trouble pushing in. But Cadenzie adding the 4th and 5th base of her own finally has some Hydralisks and Overlord there to make sure she doesn't lose anything to DTs. It's going to be very difficult to get DTs out of the base now with Overlords here. Yeah, and I mean, Cadenzie is well prepared for absolutely everything. V1 is completely contained, and sooner or later he's going to have to move out. Looks like we do have +3, no +1, +2 is finished for the Zerg, but no carapace upgrade yet for Cadenzie. And this is going to be do or die for V1. Looks like he's going to try and move out. He has his Observer now. This is going to allow him to push through the Lurkers. But is there enough to deal with the Hydralisk? It doesn't look like there is. V1 is force back once again. No storms are remaining. And this, unfortunately, for V1, looks like it could be the end. This is a lot of damage being dealt. But a lot of Hydralisk going down as well. But with no Observer here, I think the Observer may have been sniped. These lurkers are just going to be doing so much damage to his wall, so much damage to his units. Here we go, a nice storm, but look at that storm dodge by Cadenzie, really nicely done. And I mean, this is another great storm, not so great of a dodge there, but with 2 lurkers at the front of the wall. One of the gateways has gone down. We do still have 5 gateways. Are there any other upgrades coming back here? No additional. Oh, here we go, actually just missed the storm. Really nicely placed storm. Really nice double storm there. Getting a lot of Hydralisks. Where's the High Templar? I actually want to have a look at how many kills he's got, but unfortunately I think he may have been sniped. He went into this Archon, so I get the feeling we're going to be able to see that very shortly. 9 kills, really nicely done. Oh, looks like a Mulus has actually found this bottom left base. A lot of units being sent back here, but V1 is racing to get cannons here. Looks like in the meantime, V1 knows there's going to be units going down here, sending out his Dark Archon at the front to try and do a lot of damage. And it looks like V1 may actually be able to break out this contain. He is slowly starting to even the supplies. I cannot believe it. But with the cannons not finished, these Mulus are going to do so much damage to this base. 1 Zealot does pop out, but it's not going to be enough. And it looks like this base may go down. But V1 has successfully claimed the top of his ramp now. Of course, the Mulus are going to be doing a lot of damage, but this cannon doing a lot of damage to the Mulus as well. Another Zealot has actually popped out. And here we go. V1 actually transferring probes into this as well. He is going to be nearly mined out this main and his natural incredibly shortly. And here we go, 1 Zealot keeps popping out at a time. It's not really going to be enough. A lurker here. Is there going to be Observer up here to deal with this? It doesn't look like there is. Even building a probe here just to try and see if he can build some additional cannons, I would imagine. But this is going to be a lot of damage. What is this Dark Archon going to be used for? Are we going to see the Maelstrom here, or is he just hanging out, waiting for a feedback? Looks like he's going to go in. There's going to be a Maelstrom. A Maelstrom, look at that, and that's such a cool sound effect, and so much damage being done to the Mulus. But here we go. In the meantime, Cadenzie has not been slipping on her macro. She has built another massive army to go for another contain. And this could be the end of the game. Another Observer looks like it may get sniped. It's trying to run away, but does that have speed? I think it does. But this is a lot of units. V1 scrambling to bring his units back from the bottom. This is going to be a Zerg sandwich. Nice storm on the top of all of the Hydralisks there. But the Templar Archives may go down. Looks like we have a lot of units coming from behind. Gonna zoom out just a little bit, because I know I have had people say they want a little bit more zooming, so just want to do that. Looks like this lurker on 2 kills. A lot of the probes have gone down, but a lot have run away. This poor Dark Archon still Oh no, 1-1. Oh, 0-0. Doesn't actually get any upgrades because there is no attack. But here we go, using the Dark Archon to eat some of the Lurker shots. And finally, V1 is going to stabilize at this base. But once again, Cadenzie is not hanging up on the pressure. Here she comes once again. And are the cannons going to be finished in time? Looks like 3 of them will be. Just there is a little bit of lag before they start shooting. And once again, this gateway is actually unpowered. How on earth are these cannons powered? But that isn't. Here we go. The Hydras have broken the third base now. V1 splitting up his... Well, that's actually a load of probes. They do not want to be going there right now. This is going to be a very dangerous position. But it looks like V1 has chosen to go all in. A Maelstrom once again. Nice storm, but missing a few of them. But another nice storm again. And of course, Cadenzie does not have that many units. Storm and Hydras will take out 2 of the observers, though. And this is a very, very strong force by B1 here, surprisingly, but really nice storms. That's a bit of a whiffed storm, but that one will be a little bit better, but still not being able to hit the lurkers, and it looks like the obs has actually gone down. And unfortunately, with that obs, so will B1's hopes, and GG! Cadenzie will take the first game in the favor of red. Freedom. Oh man, that would actually be quite funny. I'm actually just going to bring up the camera again. Hopefully, the fact I'm turning off the video has stopped the feedback. Like, if someone can confirm that, that would be really, really awesome. Let's actually just get ready to load up the next replay.